Corn Seed Stories is a podcast sharing the funny stories behind a memorable recipe. We will share the stories from teachers, chefs, comedians, everyday folks, and hope this will enlighten your day and bring a smile. Hopefully, these stories and recipes will inspire you and help create your own corn seed stories with your friends and family. I'm your host, Suzanne Carullo. There's a particular kind of quiet that happens in a kitchen right before something good comes out of the oven. A held breath, a little bit of hope. Today, we're stepping into that quiet and into that warm and flour-dusted world of a woman who turned a home oven and a chemistry degree into one of the most beloved stops in the Tennessee Valley.
And I realized that my favorite recipe is actually a recipe from my stepdad, and it's a spaghetti recipe. It's my go-to. I mean, every first date, that was my recipe. I'm making you spaghetti because I can cook. You don't feel well, I'm coming over and I'm making you something to eat. I'm making you spaghetti.
Welcome back to Corn Seed Stories, the show where we sit down at the table with the people behind the food and the stories and recipes behind each memory. I'm your host, Suzanne Carullo, and in today's episode is a personal favorite of mine. I'm in my hometown of Decatur, Alabama, and we are meeting Jane, the heart and hands behind Jane Doe's Coffee Parlour. Now, Jane's story doesn't start with a storefront. It starts long before that, in a home kitchen where a woman with northern roots and a background in chemistry started experimenting, measuring, testing, adjusting, the same way she once might have in a lab. Except this time, the experiments were dough, teas, and special lattes, and the results are delicious. She built a devoted following, one pop-up at a time. No big launch, no fanfare, just word of mouth and people who couldn't stop talking about what she was making. And I'll tell you from personal experience, people still travel from all over the Tennessee Valley to get to her parlor. I've made that drive myself, and it's absolutely worth it. What makes Jane's pastries, drinks, and daily specials so special? It's that she puts her heart into everything that comes out of that kitchen. You can taste it, you can feel it in the room. In this episode, Jane is opening up about two dishes that mean the most to her. A spaghetti with a sauce she's perfected over the years, and a homemade focaccia bread that carries some of her favorite memories baked right into it. We'll hear the stories behind both and where they came from. This is Jane's journey through memory, through flour and flame, and through two recipes that taste like home. I cannot wait to share Jane's fabulous recipes and the funny, memorable stories behind them. We hope you enjoy Corn Seed Stories. For more information on the episodes and recipes, please go to www.cornseedstories.com or our Facebook or Instagram pages. We appreciate it and have a great day. Hi, I'm Suzanne Carullo. I'm here with Jane from Jane Doe's in Decatur, Alabama. Jane has a very interesting story and a very interesting shop here in Decatur, Alabama. It really is something. If you haven't been here, I'll give instructions on how to get here, the address, where we can find you on social media and so forth. But just a little bio about Jane. She's the owner of Jane Doe's Coffee Parlour, and it's a cafe that's right in the heart of downtown Decatur, Alabama. That's where I'm from, Decatur, Alabama. So you have brought back Decatur, Alabama in the homemade
pastries that we used to have here.
I'm glad. I've been hearing that a lot. And I know there was a bakery that was just like next door pretty much. And people have been saying for months now that they're happy to see like fresh made things coming back to the area, which makes me feel like $1,000,000.
Yeah, that's what, and it's so nice because you're originally have northern roots, and I know that you opened this shop a couple years ago.
Yes.
So it's been like 2 years or 3 years.
So, I guess a little bit about me and my background is I actually spent years in medicine.
Wow.
So my career and educational background is in medical microbiology and emergency medicine.
Oh.
And it wasn't until I got pregnant during COVID that I left medicine to be a stay-at-home mom for at least the first year. And I realized how boring it is as an infant. I mean, lucky us, we had an easy one, but I was like, you know what? I grew up in a scratch kitchen. I know how to bake. I'll give myself something to do. And I guess just in the area I'm living in, there was a demand for custom cakes and homemade things, and it just took off. I mean, I thought like, I can make $100 a month, whatever. And it turned into a full-fledged business. I started in October of 2021, and by November, I had my business license.
Wow.
And I was doing holiday pop-ups for Thanksgiving and Christmas, and then it just kept going and going, and over a 4-year period, I collected this mass client base who come see me here now, and it's amazing actually getting to meet them.
Yes.
Because I did so much of our communication online, and they weren't always the one to come pick up. It would be a family member or a friend or just somebody that could come and get the items at the time. So now they're coming into the shop, and I'm actually getting to meet them face to face, and it's really funny. They'll like, oh, you made this for me, and they'll show me their phone, and I'll remember all of the orders, and it's really, really nice getting to kind of share that with everybody, while also sharing all new things with them, because now I'm not just doing cakes, I'm doing pastries and food, and I'm getting to create whole menus now, which I really enjoy. And it's just kind of funny how I went from people science to food science.
Yeah. And it's all good science because
but at the core of it, it sounds silly to relate the two, medicine and food, but at the center of it, it's all helping people and filling the body with goodness and just making people feel good, and that's really what it's all about. The patient care was something that I loved most about the job, and now I get the opportunity to just kind of bring happiness to people in a really fulfilling way, and I love that.
Great idea. And it's nice that you have found your sweet spot. I mean, no pun intended. But you have fun. And it's wonderful because then it doesn't feel like work. It feels like,
Exactly.
it's your thing. And that's what I could tell, that fun, that happiness is conveyed in your food. I think I scared Jay how much food I bought today, but
No.
and I was, fortunately, I bought it for my cousins, my mom and dad, and so forth. So it was nice because everybody, when they bite into your food, they're like, oh my gosh, you can't duplicate it. And then if you do have any remnants of what you had in your childhood, that's what it reminded me of my mom's cinnamon rolls, and I'm like, oh, she didn't skip out on the icing and stuff. So that's cool. So that brings me back. Every episode in Corn Seed Stories, we always ask, what's your favorite recipe and the memories behind it? And usually it's funny memories behind it. And that's what I wanted to ask you. What is your favorite recipe?
So, my favorite recipe isn't even a recipe I knew was my favorite until you posed the question. And I really started to think about it, and I wanted to pick a bakery item. I wanted to pick some kind of pastry, and I was just thinking about it, and I realized that my favorite recipe is actually a recipe from my stepdad, and it's a spaghetti recipe. it's my favorite in the whole world, and I don't know why I didn't consider this the best recipe. I don't know why I had never thought about it, but it's my go-to. I mean, every first date, that was my recipe. I'm making you spaghetti because I can cook. You don't feel well, I'm coming over and I'm making you something to eat. I'm making you spaghetti. You're hungry and this is what I have on hand. I'll throw something together and it's going to be spaghetti. And so it's just so funny how it's such an integral part of my whole life, really. And I just never considered it to be my favorite recipe.
Well, you could dress up spaghetti. You could put different things. It's not a standard.
You can really take whatever you have in the fridge and turn it into a sauce and put it over some noodles, and we're calling it spaghetti tonight.
So, given that, is there a funny memory that you have from making this spaghetti dish, or?
If you've ever made a red sauce and had the heat up too high for too long, it's getting everywhere. So I would probably say that's the funniest and the worst part about making spaghetti is if you forget to put that lid on, you're cleaning it off the cabinets, the stovetop, the floor, your shirt, you're getting it off your glasses. I mean,
and that red stand doesn't come out.
No, it doesn't have to come out ever.
I don't care how much, why was it tied or whatever it is. Yeah. It will not.
No amount of dish soap.
Nothing. So that's valuable. Well, how do you make your spaghetti? Is there a certain...
So some people might consider it, cheap, but I think a good spaghetti just needs ground beef. I like a meat sauce. I don't think you have to add Italian sausage or, bones or steak or any of the extra goopla. I think a good meat sauce just needs ground beef. And I don't like to drain the fat.
Oh.
So I like to use what is it, 80-20?
Oh, yeah,
something that has a little bit of fat, but not too much. So I like to use an 80-20. I don't drain the fat off of mine. I think that it adds a richness.
Okay, yeah.
And I also don't add any extra oils because of the fat. So I like to use 2 pounds of ground beef.
Okay.
And then I'll add a whole red onion as finely chopped as you possibly can.
Red onion. Oh, that's interesting. Not yellow. Okay, that's
so I like red onion because it's a little sweeter. It's not so pungent. And my family loves a hearty onion and garlic flavor.
Oh, wow.
So
yeah, that's good.
So I like to use a whole red onion and dice it as finely as possible because I like it to get real soft. And then I'll take a whole red bell pepper, also chop that real fine. A surprise ingredient is jalapeno. Just one. It doesn't really matter what size it is, but it adds a great vegetal flavor without any spice. There's no spice to it.
Okay.
And then I usually take, I don't know, anywhere between 5 and 10
garlic. Yeah, it's good for you. That's what's great.
And a lot of people will do a fine dice. I like to leave it in slivers. So I like to leave it whole because as it cooks down, it almost caramelizes in the sauce. So it's really nice to get a sliver of garlic every now and again.
Do you smash your garlic before you do that? Because some people do.
I don't. You can, especially if you're dicing it, because it just kind of helps develop the flavors of the garlic. But I like to leave it in slivers.
Oh, that's good. Okay, good.
And then I guess another surprise one is I like to use a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce.
Okay.
And I use Worcestershire sauce because I use cans of tomato sauce, and the Worcestershire sauce gets rid of that metallic flavor entirely.
Oh, that's a good idea. Okay.
And Worcestershire sauce also complements red meat.
Oh, okay.
Exceptionally.
Okay.
So I take all of that and I'll cook that down. I like to let the vegetables and the sauce kind of mesh with the meat. And so I let that all cook down, let the vegetables get soft, and then I'll start adding the other ingredients. So I'll add the 2 cans of tomato sauce and a big old heaping tablespoon of tomato paste.
Ooh, okay.
And if I have some cherry tomatoes or something on hand, then I'll slice those up and I'll throw them in too, but they're kind of a give or take, whatever I have. But then I start adding all my seasonings, and I'll do a teaspoon of black pepper, a big old tablespoon of Italian seasoning, and then I add extra thyme, extra basil. I'll do some crushed red pepper because if you put them in with the sauces, it'll start to like leach the oil. So it adds just the slightest bit of heat, which we love. Two of my secrets to my sauce is I like to use a little bit of chicken bouillon. Because I also don't add any salt to my recipe unless it's to taste. So I like to use a little bit of chicken bouillon, the powder, and then at least 3 bay leaves.
Oh, that's interesting.
I think bay leaves add this incredible little like nummy umami flavor. It's savory without altering anything, and they have this great aroma. And then, you know, like I said, you can do salt and extra pepper to taste, whatever you want. And I let mine stew on super low for about 4 hours. So mine stews for a really long time. And I've discovered by cooking down the meat and the vegetables first together and then stewing for a long time, it doesn't make the meat mushy at all. So it keeps it like firm. And then at the very, very end, about 10 minutes before I'm ready to serve, I'll add 1 to 2 tablespoons of white sugar.
Wow.
Because it cuts through some of the acidity of the tomato. You don't always need it, but that's how my family likes it.
Sweetness,
Yeah.
How about the bay leaves? Because I found a story. my poor mom, she sometimes would forget about to remove the bay leaves. Do you remove the bay leaves?
No. And somehow my husband gets every single one of them every single time. I do not do it on purpose, but somehow they end up in his bowl every single time.
So I was the one that always end up biting it. I'm like, I know what the bay leaves talk.
So when I make my sauce, I always use the biggest leaves I can find because they'll stick out. But when I make soups and stuff, I'll use the smaller leaves because I have like jars of bay leaves. My spice jars are jars, all of them. I have rows and rows and rows of spices at home. But our favorite pasta to serve the sauce over is angel hair.
Ooh,
I think it's so fine. It's a good texture with the meaty sauce. But regular spaghetti noodles always works too. But we like angel hair.
Now, do you use because I've seen some folks do this, and I'm not sure if you do this, where they boil the pasta and then they take 1 tablespoon or a couple tablespoons and then put the bowl pasta water into the sauce. Do you do that?
So you definitely can.
Okay.
I don't, only because I don't add any extra oils or liquids to mine. So as my sauce cooks down, because I also let it stew for a long time, some of the liquid will evaporate off. But if you're in a hurry, that's a great idea. Like adding a little bit of pasta water to your sauce thickens it because of the starch from the pasta. So that's a great idea, especially if you're in a hurry, but mine stews for so long that it ends up evaporating off. And sometimes I even have to add a little bit of water just to thin it back out. Otherwise it's like meaty.
That's cool. Well, I know you were talking about this recipe and there's some other things that you wanted to
so something that I personally always pair with my spaghetti is an Italian bread called focaccia. And I love this bread because it is so beginner friendly. It's unreal. If you look at focaccia online, it's told to you as like a no knead bread, but I personally believe that you need to work it. I think that if you work it, it gets this really chewy, crispy texture rather than just soft. And so if you follow a recipe online, you'll see like put the ingredients in a bowl, mix it up until it's wet, set it aside, let it rise. But I kind of treat it more like a bagel.
Wow.
Awesome. So I will work it, let it sit, and then I'll do like a stretch and fold like sourdough 3 times because you want focaccia dough to be really bubbly. You want it to be full of air pockets. You want the gluten to really activate. And that's why I think working it is so important, to really activate the gluten strands. But then once you dimple it and you have all these big bubbles and you've dressed it with whatever toppings you're going to use, it'll get really, really crispy on the outside, but have this super light, chewy, like perfect bite, I think. And that just complements sauce really well, because you have this crunch and the herbs with the, soft noodles and the meat, and it's just
delicious.
the perfect
meal.
Combination.
Yeah. Well, and then focaccia, I've had it in so many different places where they put either tomatoes, like the sliced tomatoes really thin. Is there any kind of topping that you use that you?
So the way that I make focaccia is with probably way more olive oil than I need. So the way that I make it is usually with, the easiest way to do it is with all-purpose flour.
Oh.
If you can find it, I think 00 Italian flour is the best flour to use because it's incredibly fine. If you've never used it, it's almost like it's like sand. It's so soft and fine. It's like the texture of flour, but looks like powdered sugar.
That's interesting. I never seen that.
So the easiest way to make it is with like 4 cups of all-purpose flour, a couple teaspoons of a flaky sea salt. I like to use Moldones. I'm a yeast girl. I'm here for the yeast. Sourdough is fine, but yeasty baby. 2 teaspoons of yeast or 1 packet of yeast, and I use hot water. I know a lot of recipes say use lukewarm water, but I have found that hot water works best for me.
Good.
I think it makes the texture a little crispier, and it just helps develop the yeast and things a little bit faster. Sometimes I'll put a little like teaspoon of sugar in, but not every time. Kind of depends on what my toppings are going to be. But like I said, I'll put all that together and I work it real good. And I'll put it in a greased bowl and I'll top it with some olive oil. And then, it'll do a rest and rise. I'll stretch it. I'll do more folds with olive oil. And I do that 3 times usually.
Okay.
And then when I put it in the pan and I dimple it, I cover it with more olive oil. I like to make a confit, which is a dish of olive oil with a whole bunch of garlic cloves. You bake it down to where the garlic cloves get soft. And then I'll take those garlic cloves and I'll push them into the top of the dough. I'll top it with rosemary, some more flaky sea salt, a little black pepper, a little crushed red pepper. And then you just bake that until it's brown and golden. It gets all big and poofy. And it's just so good. It's like,
sounds delicious.
and the crunch is amazing. It's one of those breads that you can cut immediately out of the oven and it won't dry it out or make it hard. It's so good. And you don't need anything else. You don't need butter. You don't need anything else on it because it's already so rich with the olive oil and the toppings. I'm just talking about it.
That's why it makes me hungry just thinking about it. And so, is there any substitutes for any of these recipes that, like, I know you have the ground beef, but have you made it with other meats like turkey?
So, the best alternative would be no meat at all.
Oh, wow.
So, we in my family we really like a chunky sauce. So the beef is great for that. But if you want to take out the beef altogether and have like a vegetarian option, you could do Roma tomatoes, cut those in big chunks so you still get the chunkiness, but it doesn't impact the flavor too much. You can omit the chicken bouillon altogether. And so my family really alternates between meat rich and vegetarian dishes, just depending on what we're in the mood for. Ground chicken is great if you're looking for a health alternative. So you're not getting the red meats, the fats, things like that. It's a bit more lean. But ground chicken absorbs flavor so well and it does not dry like turkey does.
Oh, so, see, I didn't know. Good tip.
Turkey has a tendency to dry a little bit, and if you're going to stew it, chicken is a great alternative to that.
That's a great tip and everything. if you had to substitute anything with the focaccia, it's not, you can't really substitute, but really like toppings instead of.
Oh
Yeah,
my gosh, this is so versatile. In the dough itself, like I mentioned before, all-purpose flour is the most convenient to get. But if you can find it, 00 Italian flour is the best. It is so like gluten rich. I don't really know how to explain it, and the texture is just amazing. It just makes the bread lighter and chewier, which I love.
Yes.
But the toppings, yeah, those are so versatile. You can put absolutely anything on it. Like I said, we really like the garlic toppings, but I also do onions, fresh herbs, tomatoes, cheese. We love basil, cherry tomatoes, and mozzarella pearls.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
I've done a jalapeno cheddar that's really good. Cheese is great on focaccia because in the dimples of the bread, it'll get melty, but then there's parts that caramelize on top. So it's like the perfect combination of
the crust and that, and then the mushiness if it's cheese.
Just a soft stretch. It's
that sounds delicious.
Focaccia is the best bread that you can make ever.
Well, if you had to give anybody advice when they make the spaghetti or focaccia or both, what memories or what would your inspiration be if they made this to pass along to?
So I guess in a lot of my cooking, it's all a labor of love. I care about the food. Feeding people is something that's very important to me. People being hungry is probably the only thing in this world that makes me uncomfortable. I never want anybody to be hungry. I never want anyone to feel left out. So making the food is just as important as feeding the people. And so it would just be care about the ingredients. You know, everybody is in a hurry, but there's some days where you can just start it in the morning and let it go through the day and just give it the time that it deserves.
Yes.
I know that's not always possible, but that would be my takeaway is that food matters.
Yes.
Give it some care. And that's just how I feel about it. So a lot of my cooking takes is a labor of love, you know.
And that's why I formed Corn Seed Stories. We would gather on my mom's side, all the cousins and relatives, aunt and uncles, to my grandfather, and grandparents, my grandmother too.
How many cousins do you have?
Oh, my mom's side, it's a ton. It's like over 50.
My grandma had 12 kids.
Oh yeah, that's like
And
very long.
each and every one of them had between, I think, 3 and 9.
Yeah, that's
My
big.
mom only had 2,
Yes.
and then one of my aunts had 1, but all the rest
Yes.
had a litter.
Yeah.
So I think I have somewhere like 80 cousins or
Yes,
something.
that's like I mean, on my mom's side, it was 6 kids total, and then you have their kids, and it was like, I mean, almost like a Walton's episode or something. It was like something
So
Sam
many
did.
kids.
Jane, is there anything else that you want to add to the recipes or anything you thought?
Nothing that I can really think of. It's just, I guess if the spaghetti takes too long to make, if you can't dedicate the time to the spaghetti, give a little bit of time to the bread.
Yes.
Because that'll go so much further, and the smell of your house would be incredible. You'll have your neighbors coming over. It's so good. It's so rich. Just live in the garlic. Let your hair smell like it.
Love it. But thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having
If
me.
you're in Decatur, Alabama, check out Jane Doe's Coffee Parlour if you're in Decatur, Alabama. Thank you. Thanks so much. Thank you.
For more information about Jane Doe's Coffee Parlour, please go to Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok and look under Jane Doe's Coffee Parlour.
We hope you enjoy Corn Seed Stories. For more information on the episodes and recipes, please go to
www.cornseedstories.com or our Facebook or Instagram pages. We appreciate it and have a great day.